You are now tuned in to the Couples Lounge Show.
It's live, it's real, it's entertaining.
That morning show telling you what somebody should have told you about love, marriage, and relationships. Ain't nobody doing it like us.
Because they ain't us.
New episodes every Saturday, giving you something to talk about.
Where's my niece? Okay, nice.
Good morning, y'all. We almost in the afternoon. How are y'all doing? Look, I'm leaning like mud. How y'all doing today? I'm gonna have to move my mic over. Well, it's your girl Candace, and this is my sexy husband, Ramon. You gonna say what's up to the people?
What up?
If this is your first time being tuned in, you are tuned in to the Couples Lounge Show, and we do this every Saturday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. But today, because we have a live audience, we're in person at Smokey D's, and the show starts at 11:30. Good morning, Mrs. Capritis. What's up, PI? How are y'all doing? So y'all see the topic. When he proposed, was he ready to be a husband, or was she just the one? It's a difference. We're going to talk about it. It is a difference. And so let me get the announcements out the way. This show is brought to you by We Will Win. We offer life and relationship coaching to individuals and couples in the process of accelerating your coaching. Is a process that accelerates your journey of getting what you want out of life and out of your marriage and relationships. There are emotions and experiences you are having right now, and you no longer want them. We have will help you transform and shift your life and your marriage. So you can go to www.candicetuck.com or www.wewillwin.as.me. All right? So our announcements on August the 18th, we will have a bowl-a-thon of love where we're going to get together and go bowling. Y'all, in Arlington, Texas, if you have not gotten your tickets, make sure you get your tickets. All right. They have started selling. It is going to be a limited amount of couples. And so y'all come out, hang with us. What's up? Let me say good morning to Rita. Hey, Ann. Y'all on the way? Okay. So y'all ready for the conversation?
Come on, boo.
You ready for the conversation?
I stay ready.
He ain't ready for it. But it's going to be enlightenment for him as well. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So when he proposed,
yes,
was he ready to be a husband or just thought that she was the one? So you want to recap a little bit about what we discussed last week as we were talking about the wives?
Yeah, last week we was she ready to be a wife, or was she just ready for the ceremony, all that it comes with it? I don't know what you want me to say. That's what the show was about. I thought very few women were ready to be wives.
He came with a lot of scripture last week.
I did. I sure did. I got a couple of hits all over me. People mad at me. And the reason why I said that, I don't think most women realize what it takes and what God is asking you to do as a wife when you're younger. Most of us got married at a younger age. You didn't realize the importance of that role as a husband, as a wife. So when you got in it, you thought you were ready. And then when you saw everything that it entailed, like, whoa, I don't know about this. Like, hey.
So Mon asked the question.
Yes, I did.
Well, first of all, I asked the question. After he sent me that message, I was like, dang, that's a very thought-provoking question when it came to the women. So I was in turn was like, I wonder what do men think.
So I went to the sit-down lounge Wednesday or Thursday, one of them. Fellas, why did y'all get married? What made you propose to your wives?
What was the response?
Almost all of them said, I got several answers. She was a ride or die. So I asked, what's a ride or die? Someone that stuck with me through thick and thin. I was broke and she didn't leave. She helped me get on my feet when I was going through this. She didn't judge. Somebody that stayed with me. Heard that. I was in love. I was just in love. You know, she was a good girl. Those was the answer. No one said I was ready to be a husband. Not one person, not one fella asked, said I was ready to be a husband. These were the answers. And it was about 10 to 12 guys in there in the crowd. I didn't tell you this part. A couple of them said, oh man, I can't tell you that. I said, what? They're like, yeah, I don't want to say. Well, I got married. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know.
Okay.
It could be she was pregnant. One guy did say she was pregnant. Bobby. Old school.
Did you just call somebody's name?
Yeah, he don't mind. He don't mind. Trust me. Bobby, he doesn't mind. Bobby's 74, 75. He ain't never get married again, I promise.
Oh, they're divorced?
Yeah, he's not married now.
Oh, my God.
His first wife tried, and crazy for his first wife tried to kill him.
No! No! You were on a social media platform.
He doesn't mind.
You do not. Did you ask him?
No,
did you give him?
I know Bobby. Me, Bobby. Okay,
God.
I didn't mean that.
Here we live. This is why you probably need to pre-record. This is a reason for pre-recording.
Okay.
Sorry, Bobby, ex-wife and Bobby. Sorry, I'm apologizing on his behalf.
No, we're in Duncanville, Texas.
No, the bowling is in Arlington.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I did say that. Caprice is in Arlington. Okay, so I also went and looked up, you all. It was 14 men were interviewed as to why he got married.
Right.
Out of the 14, only one said that. I'm going to read what he said. Yeah, no, that's from this paper right here.
Oh, you can't.
He said, his reason was, I was ready to be the man and husband God wanted me to be. God confirmed it in different ways, so I was ready to pop the question. So 1 out of 14 mentioned God. Everybody else was basically saying she was the one.
Right.
And so why I said it's a different thing of, okay, I'm marrying her because she's the one, and I'm marrying her because I'm ready to be a husband.
You don't want my opinion?
Oh, you can go ahead and give it to me. I'm gonna give you mine too. My opinion
why most men get married. Because if we don't, she's gonna leave. Wow. If I don't marry her, at some point, if I don't propose, she's gonna walk out the door.
And it goes back to realizing,
like, we love you. We love you. Don't get it twisted. We love you and want you and don't want nobody else, but we ain't necessarily got to get married.
Yeah.
We do it because in most cases, again, this is my humble opinion. In general, most men get married or get proposed because we know at some point this woman, we're gonna have to get off the pot.
Yeah.
And that means you're gonna propose or she's gonna walk out the door. She's not gonna stay your girlfriend forever.
And so this is if y'all have not shared the video, make sure you share the video. This is my question to you all.
Okay.
All the men that you talk to.
Yes, ma'am.
The men in this article, everybody said, I married her because she was the one.
Yes.
She held me down.
Yes.
I haven't found peace like I felt when I was with her.
Okay.
Her love changed me. Y'all had all this amazing things to say as to why you proposed, right?
Of course.
So this is my question to you all. You chose her because she was the one.
Yes.
Right? So why do you stop loving her or stop showing her that love if at one point she was so special to you? Once you get into the marriage, what happens to you being loved?
You get comfortable. I don't believe you stop loving her.
You stop showing her you love her.
We captured the prize.
Okay.
So the chase is not on, and if you're not careful, I'm not doing the things I used to do to get you. Okay. And that's both ways.
Wait. We're talking about the men today. I need you to stay focused because you do this a lot on the show.
I'm speaking
you do this a lot. You were trying to jump on the women.
Human point.
We're stay on the men.
Okay, let me stay on the men. We got we just
I'm gonna keep it straight today, ladies.
we got comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
We captured the prize.
Okay.
So the things that I had to do to get you, I no longer do. And in life, again, I got comfortable. I got lazy in your love to where I might not buy flowers. I might not call and text all of the time at work.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, boo, how you doing? And you might not do all that no more.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't believe that you stop loving her. No. You just get comfortable and I say lazy, if you will.
Well, and I can see that and I can get that. But when a marriage becomes in the thick of things,
right?
And we talked last week about, you asked why do most women, since women file for divorce at a higher rate, why was that? And I spoke about abandonment, the abandonment emotionally and physically being abandoned. So if I am the one, when we in the thick of things and I'm expressing myself to you, but you know, I need this or I want this, or can we start like she's seeking a change. What happens to that? You are the one. What?
Okay, man, I'm confused.
If I am the one and you love me enough to give me your last name,
yes, indeed, my chocolate.
Why don't you choose to make the shift when we're in the thick of things? Why don't y'all, as men,
okay,
why don't
it depends.
You hear her heart?
Okay, that could be several reasons. For one, your approach matters. Don't come. You need to wait. Whoa. Watch how you come to your man. You need to be able to speak to him in a manner that he can hear you. If you come real aggressive, we may get defensive, mad, pissed off. Now, I don't care what you're saying. It could be true, but just the way you brought it to me got me defensive, and now you're not getting the change. Second, the Bible says you don't correct your man or get change through your words. Your actions get the change. Women forget that. Don't think you're gonna change your man by talking crazy to him and getting fly at the mouth. That doesn't get change. But your actions can get the change.
But and we're getting ready to talk about
it.
We're getting ready to talk about
I said talk about it. Don't come talking noise to us.
We getting you. So you're saying you're not gonna love me because of how I'm coming to you?
See, that's a woman thing. I never said love. Get that word. You see how slick you threw that in there? I never said that.
Well, you just gave every reason as to why you can't love me because of.
I never said that. Why you keep saying that?
I asked you why do y'all stop loving us? So stop.
We never do. So stop saying it.
Not showing it. You don't show it. And when we're in the thick of things, you're not showing it. And you're giving me the reasons of it's your tone, it's how you act.
And that's true. Both is true.
Okay.
And at times, depends on how long you're married. You've been married 20 years, been together 27 years. Your love language changes over time. The way I used to show you love, the way you receive love your first 5-10 years of marriage, you may not do it no more. And I'm still like, damn, I've been doing it. And it was fine. Now, all of a sudden, I guarantee if you did the love language test, it has changed because you have changed. So therefore, I might not be smart enough to realize that, damn, my wife has changed. She's a different person. I need to love her in a different manner, show it in a different manner. Not the way I used to. Flowers may not do it now. Now you might want me to cook. Acts of service might be your love language now instead of this guilt. Does that not make sense?
I get what you're saying right there.
Okay.
But my question was when we are in the thick of things. Right.
Okay, one, I might not think I need to change. Have you thought about that? Because and this is crazy. I almost mentioned this.
Well, we're about to let's get, I'm here to do this so we get on what being a husband and what y'all need to. When y'all propose as a man, when you propose, understanding that it should be, I am ready to be a husband.
No, that's not
just because she is the.
Everybody don't know that when we propose.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
we got married at 24. I didn't know husbands and you didn't know wives at 24. I didn't know.
Well, we don't have a 24-year-old
And
today.
if you got married at a young age, you didn't know. Two,
Come
you
on.
might not have known. Two, you might not have had a personal relationship with God and understand what is God is asking me to be as a husband, as a wife. So therefore, if I truly didn't know that, I'm going to make mistakes.
Oh yeah, we all gonna make mistakes, and we everybody, even the wife.
And let me say this, dang it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this because it's on my heart.
It's on your heart.
It's on my heart.
It's on your heart.
It is.
It's gonna be good.
You listen. I was talking, and I talked to him. I could mention his name because he said he don't mind. He literally said he don't mind. My line brother, Toby James, Toby Toe. We was talking, and he was saying how his wife, and I almost cashed him some money when he said it. He said, his wife is great at telling him about how the mistakes he made, the stuff he's not doing, and what he needs to be, and all of this. But he said, the moment I tell her what she's not doing, the mistake, and she gets defensive, she gets upset, she denies it. I'm like, whoa, is that all women?
Let me tell you something.
She ain't alone.
Baby, let me
you
tell you something.
And
we're going to do this on this show right now. Turn.
What, woman?
Baby, when we are having a show about men, you have to be very mindful of how you will jump on the
Baby,
women.
I'm making
You always making a point.
Okay. And
I didn't see you making no points last week about talking about the women, about men. I didn't hear you making no points then to the men.
Do that take away from what I said?
It does not matter. It
don't matter. Okay, well, go on. Let me shut up. I'm sorry. All those watching y'all, I'm sorry.
You got to be conscious of that because you do that a lot. So we're going to jump back on the men. Yes. Today is the question of when he proposed, was he ready to be a husband or did he just think she was the one as to why he proposed? What you want to get to? I see when you itching at the bit to ask me something. No, it's not at inching to get nowhere, but it is, we were discussing as to why the women filed for divorce. Okay. And so as a husband, yes. And I just want, like I know last week you had a lot of scriptures for us. I'm going to take one scripture because I think this is the most important one. Although as men, you all are called to do and be a certain way as a husband. Yes. But the big call is for you to love. Okay. LOVE. Okay. Love. That's easy. What's easy? To love. Yes. Easy. Let's see how easy it is to love your wife. So let's break this down. Husband, love your wife. Just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up to her. Okay. To make her holy, cleansing her by washing with water through the word. So to make your wife holy, to be holy is to set her apart, to make her feel special. That's what your love, y'all love, supposed to do for us. Right. Washing with the word, washing with the water through the word, being the spiritual leaders of the home. Yes. So we're going to stop right there. Holy. Making your wife holy. Okay. You just said loving her was easy. Okay, well, it is, but loving her in the way God wants you to love is difficult at times. It can be. Okay. I say that because we're human. Doing it, and I think it's safe to say, doing what's right isn't always easy in life, period. It's right to be nice and kind and let it go off this one cheek. I want to cuss you out. I want to play you mother. You want to do it? Not you. I'm talking about people in general. But it's the right thing to do is to walk away when this Karen is acting crazy. So when the love, how does that look to make her holy? Right. What examples would you give to a husband? How to set his wife apart? How to make her feel special? Right. How does that look? By being a godly man. How does that look? Okay. By leading our family
into Christ by setting the example of what a good man is supposed to do, by loving you in spite of, showing up in the way I'm supposed to in spite of you doing or saying or acting. I'm waking up early Sunday morning, make sure the kids is up. We going to church.
And how many husbands do you feel? How many you think actually does?
I don't know, but I'm saying that's
not many.
But if we do that, and financially, emotionally, spiritually, if we're showing up that way, how are you not feeling special? How do you not look at my man? Like, man, that's cool. Look at it. And I'm living the life that God's want me. How do you not look at me in that manner? And that's hard as hell to do.
Okay.
For me, I mean,
why is that hard for you to do?
Because I have too many bad habits. I drink. I smoke cigars. I can be somewhat ignorant at times. I can be petty at times. I don't hold grudges no more, but I got too much baggage that.
Are you intentional though about your relationship with God? Listen.
With God?
Having a relationship with God, are you intentional?
Yes. I pray and talk to God on the regular. So
it is more than when you have a relationship with somebody, it's not just talking.
I know. I listen to him too. How you don't tell me about
I didn't say nothing.
You don't have to. I know my wife. And don't look at me like that either. It's gonna be a problem. Don't come between me and my God. God, I got it. I ain't gonna tell you. Okay, then come on. I'm just saying. I'm being honest. It's not easy for me. I can't speak for no other man.
Okay, wait. Let me get back to
disciple life.
How do you make your wife feel? How should a husband make his wife feel special? Like you did. How do you make her feel?
Right, she's the number one because besides God, you're the number one in my life.
So
now, my kids, because I'm putting you first in everything, financially, whatever. You're first. You're my number one priority, making you happy and feel loved. Not our kids, but you.
So, husbands, your wife should always feel set apart. If your love is to make her feel holy, she shouldn't feel like any other woman compared to your mother, any other side chick. You shouldn't even have no side chick. No other women when y'all are out and back. She should always feel set apart, special. It says that being holy, and your love for her should reveal to her God.
That goes like what I said. Ain't that what I've been talking about? How to live, how I'm acting on. Did I not say that?
You did.
Okay, then.
You just talking and you pause and you let that sink in for people.
Okay. And that's not. It's not easy. If it was easy, we would have a whole bunch of people living for Christ
this last week.
and not. What? Don't bring up last week. No. I'm gonna walk off this damn set. Don't do it.
Okay, let's keep going. Right. Your love helps her grow spiritually.
Yes, because of
she submits to you.
Right.
She's in alignment with God when she submits to you.
Right.
She desires a relationship with God because of you.
Right.
She is loved because of you. But when you are that's when you loving her.
Right.
As God has called you to love her.
Yes.
And so, y'all, we are speaking today about being a husband. When you propose, understanding what God is calling you to do. Or be, let me say that, be. Is to be loving. And just like Mon said last week about as a woman, despite how he's acting or how he's moving, you're still supposed to act and be a certain way. That same go with men. It don't matter how your wife acting, moving, how she comes to you, this, that, and the other. You are still supposed to be loved and show her love. I don't want to hear.
No, you don't want to hear. Well, I'm gonna hear you. Won't hear it anyway because the truth is the truth. It's hard at times. At times you don't have to. I don't want to do this.
You don't have to keep saying that though.
Okay.
It's still a call on you before God to love her.
I didn't hear that last week.
Because I was speaking to the women. I wasn't making excuses.
I'm not making excuses.
And saying it's hard. It's hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop being honest, y'all. It's easy. It's very easy.
It's not saying that it is that is.
That's not an excuse, but I'm being honest.
But you keep on saying it. So that's giving somebody an out.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Every time you say that, you give somebody an out.
That's not giving them an out.
It is.
How's it? Okay, educate me. How's it?
Because you're saying that it was the moment you say it's hard. Whenever a wife comes to her husband and say you're not loving, well, it's hard. It's hard. That's an out.
Okay.
If the call is for you to be that, how do I be it? Although this is challenging for me,
right?
But how do I change? How do I try to step up to the plate?
I digress. My bad.
I get it that
my bad.
It's not an easy thing, but that's. I don't want to say it's life, but as we get closer to God, being closer to God does bring about its growth, and I feel like growth is
the
what.
The closer you get with God, the more sensitive you become to sin.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's go to the next part. Okay, y'all. We're gonna just keep moving. The call on a husband to love. It says the next part. This is Ephesians 5:27, and to present her to himself as a radiant church. Church is just the people, y'all. Without stain or wrinkle or any other blemish, but holy and blameless. Husbands, this is my charge to you today. This is your hard work assignment.
Oh, Lord.
I want you to ask your wife, do you make her feel radiant?
Okay.
Do you make, and I'm going to tell wives, be straight up, be honest. Y'all can handle a hard conversation if that's what it calls for. And so let me give you what radiant is. Radiant is glow or glowing, brilliant, bright, shining. Do you make your wife feel like that? One wife, her husband, the article that I was reading where I got this question, he said he asked his wife that, and she was like, do you want to know the truth? And he was like, I do. I want to know the truth. Yeah, y'all can come on in. Y'all don't have to sit over there. Come
on in here. Okay, go ahead.
You don't have to. And she said, no, I don't feel radiant with you.
Okay. When
it comes to us having differences, it's just like I'm here. You don't really take my opinions. You don't take, as a helpmate, you don't take my advice.
Okay.
It is, it's pretty much, we gonna do what you want to do. You don't acknowledge me. And she just laid it all out for him. So do I feel radiant being married to you? No. And so that is my choice for you husbands.
Okay.
Ask your wives, do I make you feel radiant in this marriage? And how I love you. And the next part of that, Mom, what do you hear when you hear to present her to himself as a radiant person without stain or wrinkle and any other blemish, but holy and blameless, based on your love or man's love to his wife?
Am I loving you the way I'm supposed to? Do I have you feeling the way I should have you feel? That's how I take it.
What do you think it means by without wrinkle or stain?
Without wrinkle, that I'm not sure of that.
Or blemish. I think for me, it was being able to call your wife out in a way that makes her feel like holy, make her feel special. I see you have some areas because we are supposed to talk to each other and help each other be better.
Right.
But when you even come to me, are you making me feel like I'm worthless? Are you making me feel like crap when in your eyes, like, dang, he talking to me like that? He treating me like this? Like, how does your wife feel when you speak to her?
Right. Wow. Okay.
And so do you make me feel like I'm stained? Do you make me feel like I'm this horrible, imperfect, although we know we are imperfect?
Right.
I think you can speak to somebody from a place of love to correct them.
No doubt.
Because a lot of times we can do it with our kids.
Right.
We can correct our kids in love,
right,
but we don't know how to correct each other in love.
I think at times, if you're not careful, sometimes you'll treat your husband or your daughter, your wife as a child, or speak to them as they you're like, wait a minute, I'm not one of your kids.
And so this was a note I wrote. As a husband, you are the agent whereby she is allowed to come to a point of fullness and completion and be all that God intended her to be.
So read that again.
You are to be the agent.
Okay.
Whereby she is allowed to come to a point of fullness and completion and be all that God intended her to be.
That's deep.
Because of your love.
Because of me. I agree. I feel that. It starts with us. It starts with us. Women, y'all are responders. You typically will respond to what we give. So if you're giving a certain way, I got to look at how am I showing up that's causing her to respond in this manner. If she's being ignorant and crazy, fly at the mouth, how am I showing them to make her fly at the mouth like that?
Right. And I think it's understanding, it goes back to what you were saying earlier, or even maybe even last week, that we are imperfect.
Right.
But in my imperfections, when you love me a certain way, when you love me from a godly way,
right,
and how you supposed to, I can be that imperfect person with you.
Okay.
And I know that you have my best interest at heart in making me better.
Okay.
The areas where I'm stained or wrinkled, your love, you're going to help me straighten those out. You're going to help me heal. You're going to help me grow because of your love. And in that, I get to show up in the world in the way that God has called me to be. Because it is, oh my God, to be beat down at home, to be beat down from your spouse, y'all, that is a heaviness. And you take it everywhere you go. No matter, like, people's like, when you go to work, you got to shut that stuff off. It don't work like that. Wherever you are, there it is. And so it don't just shut off like that when you go in. This bond and this union and this covenant is so strong. And I think it's strong like that for a reason, because it is supposed to provoke change. It is supposed to make you be the best version of yourself. And we got to figure out how to do it the way God has called us to do it, no matter the struggles, the difficulties, etc.
Amen.
Amen.
Well said.
Okay, so what time is it? Do you want to read? You normally are reading the people's posts.
Go ahead.
I told you my contact is jacked up.
See, let me help my blind baby. Somebody said, my brother right here said, love doesn't stop at one good deed. We as men have to continuously show love to our wives every day. Well said. Yeah, that's well said. He has to show the character that proves he loves his wife, being attentive to where he sees she needs it. Because, as well said, Brian, women will show us and tell us, sometimes damn near verbatim, and sometimes not verbatim, how they want to be loved. Or we listening, or we attentive. Because women are very observant. If you start brushing your teeth differently, she noticed it. She just did, he brushing his teeth like that. Oh, he sneezing like that now? She peeps all of that. We may not notice nothing. Get your whole haircut out. We you didn't even notice it. So you have to be attentive and assertive, knowing your spouse. Know your spouse. Their emotions, if you should be able to sense, okay, something ain't right.
Hey, but you got to be present. Ain't that what you just read? Yeah,
absolutely. You got to be present. Heck yeah, you do.
And so the continued verse in love, and I wanted to, like I said, y'all, it's a lot of more verses in the Bible as to how a husband has to be. But I think this love part, if the love is there, it is so, I think it makes it easier for the wife to work through those difficult times. If we go back to why a woman wants to file for divorce,
what makes it easier for the man then, for him to work through the difficult times? Because difficult times are going to hit us. You're going to act a certain way, and so what's going to make it?
I think it goes back to the show that we discussed last week. So if y'all want to know that, you got to go back and listen to the show, because it's the way that she shows up. It's the way that she be, the way she talks to him. It's about our being and who we are, being his crown, praying for him, being his crown that he can wear to not be rotten to his bones, to speak love and light into him. And so, you got to go back to next week's show for
to me, that's powerful. That there's scriptures in the Bible that you could be rottenness to our bones.
Yeah.
The God says it's better to sleep at the top corner of your roof than to be in the house with a woman like that. And it never says nothing like that to women, how men are rottenness to your bone. That's deep.
And I think y'all have the ultimate charge, though.
Like, women could be like
love is the ultimate. Like, I feel like y'all have the biggest charge.
I do.
To love.
Yeah.
Like, and what love really is, that's sacrificing your life.
Yes, it is.
That's sacrificing your life for us.
Right. Somebody breaking the house. I'm telling you, go look first.
Shut up. Oh my gosh. He gets on my nerves.
I'm joking.
I believe love is such a strong emotion. Love, right? It sends out it's a hormone. Oh my God, I can't remember. I think it's dopamine. But when you are loved right, it changes.
It does.
It changes who you are. Somebody that can be full of trauma, and you just show that as when you are as an educator. Right. When you love a kid, what they have been through, your love starts to break away at that hardness. So men, if you realize that your woman has this hardness, your love can make her soft.
Yeah.
And you gotta, and you realize you done married her. She was like that when you married her. Right. So don't get brand new once y'all in and now y'all in the thick of things. Why you act like that? She been hard like that. So now you're charged with, let me love you like God has called me to love you.
Yeah, man. Again, that could. Yeah. Let me shut up. I heard what you said.
Okay.
You're right.
And in the same way, husbands.
Is that easy?
Oh.
I'm asking you. Is that easy? Do you think that's easy for a man to do? Your opinion. To love what you just said. To love you as Christ loved the church and all that. Do you think that's something that should be?
I would say not initially, but I think when you are intentional and when you have a desire and a want, it makes it's not as difficult. It's not as challenging. Will it still be moments? Yeah, because like you said, we are human. But if I'm intentional about, dang, I see this, I know this about her. Let me love her like this right now. Because ain't no use to you matching her energy where she is at. That's pointless. Let me be loving right now. Even if sometimes being loving is, I got to step away. Because I need to get myself together so that I can approach you appropriately.
Right.
All right. So I can talk to you a certain way. Let me go collect myself.
Right.
And then I'm going to come back to you.
Right.
So, what?
Nothing.
Okay. I know it. Yeah. In the same way, husbands are to love their wives as their own body. He who loves his wife loves himself. He who loves his wife loves himself.
Flesh my flesh.
After all, no one ever hated their own body.
Right.
But they feed and care for their body. Just as Christ does the church.
Okay.
And so the same way, and that's so important. What came up for me is that's why you gotta love yourself. Because you can't love me if you don't love you. Or you're gonna love me the same way in which you love yourself.
Gotta love you.
You gotta love you.
I love you.
And the top 2 commandments in the Bible is to love God, to love your neighbor. Your wife is your closest neighbor.
She's the closest.
She's your closest neighbor.
Hey, wow. Okay. For real, I close right. You know, them neighbors can be ignorant sometimes. Crazy neighbors, man.
And yet you still have to love
And you still gotta love them because that's the choice. That's the top commandment.
And I gotta say this. I don't care. You're gonna be mad. I don't care. Shut up.
I'm not gonna be mad. I'm just gonna. I'm about to coach you. Is what's about to happen.
No, seriously. This is how it goes hand in hand.
Okay.
We're supposed to love you, this and that. But God made a very specific commandment how you don't check us with your tongue. You do it with your reverence and how to respect us and this and that. He said that because he knew by doing that is going to cause this man not to love you in the manner he's supposed to. He's built in a certain way. If you talk to him like that and you show up this way, he's not going to be the loving man that I made him to be. So it's a team. It's a team. You don't. There you go. There you go. When you put in the her back, I like it at times. At times, be like, oh hell.
I need you.
But you not.
I get it.
No, you don't. No,
you spoke about this all last week.
No, I did not.
I get it.
Okay, I was trying to make a point how we're together, how it goes hand in hand. I'm not pointing. I'm not trying to point the finger
but
at
your
women.
charge is still to love us. We get it.
Yes. We are supposed to love. I never denied that.
We get it.
Okay, come
we
on.
Get
Go on with
it.
the next one. Come on.
We get it.
Okay, no, you don't.
We
Okay.
get it.
Okay, well, come on.
We get it. We get it.
Okay, did he say don't use your tongue?
I'm speaking
Well, stop talking.
right now.
Respect me.
Oh my gosh. So when we talk about loving yourself as a couple,
yes,
y'all have to see what love looked like for each other as a child.
That's difficult. I say that because a lot of men might not have saw it. They might not have saw a loving father.
But
that
most
was
people,
a loving husband.
But it's not even about.
Yeah.
It's just about love. I'm right there. I'm just talking about love. I'm not talking about.
Yeah, nowadays people are not. Didn't see a lot of love growing up. Some of the kids that I teach, like, wow.
And I think that's a question that you have to ask going into your marriage.
Yes.
And that is something that is going to become a part of our couples coaching. Is that we have to ask. Because that's where the pain points is gonna be. If I ask a couple, a man or woman, were you loved as a child?
Right.
And when they say yes, or whatever their answer, if they say yes, how? How do you know you were loved? Her way of being loved and his way of being loved, more times than not, is probably gonna be different.
Ooh.
And so I'm going to show up loving you how I saw love.
Absolutely.
And if it's totally different, that, my friend, is where we're going to have our grow moments. Because if a man says, well, you know I was loved because my daddy, he showed up at my events, but he didn't ever tell me he loved me. He never showed my mama that he loved her, but he was just present, or love was provided. If that's what I know love to be, then I'm thinking I'm loving you by just providing for you.
Right.
But if this woman says, oh, every day my dad told me good night. He prayed with me every night. I knew my mama loved me because they were always at our events. No matter what I did, they were always giving me this advice and telling me, I'm free to make a mistake. That's her baseline for love.
Absolutely.
And so if we don't understand how we recognize love for us, it's going to be a growth moment for us in a marriage. When I say growth moments, the hard times, the struggle moments, is going to be present. And how they loved you is more than likely how you love yourself. How your parents loved you is more than likely how you love yourself.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay. I can see it.
So what did you put up for Dwayne?
I like when I love a woman, but my issue is I don't like to give more love than what is being given, and I don't want my love taken advantage of, so I'm always guarded.
And see that right there, that's powerful, Dwayne, that you can even acknowledge that.
Absolutely, that's why I
and your with your guard being up and present. But what if you could get to a place that I'm going to love you despite? Just because that's what, like Mom
But
said last week. Let me finish.
He's single, so it's a little different.
Right. In spite of, I'm still going to love you. And it is a big charge for us, y'all, to love people, like even people in the world, right. To love somebody that you see that, like, you don't even deserve it.
Right.
But we all deserve love. No matter how we acting. Right. Everybody deserves love.
No doubt.
And we are charged with loving them.
Right.
Yeah, it's difficult. But if we are trying to be in alignment, it's what we call to do. Right. And so this is a question I have for you that I want you to answer. Yeah. Is how you love or treat your wife a reflection of how you were loved and treated as a kid? Is how you love and treat your wife a reflection of how you were loved and treated as a kid? And I'm not just talking about the good.
I mean, it could be. I believe there's examples where that is absolutely true. There's examples when that's absolutely not true.
So how a man shows up with his wife,
okay,
it's not a reflection of.
It can be, yes. It can be of how I was treated growing up. But some people could have had a horrible upbringing, but loved the hell out their wives, and they love them just because I had a horrible upbringing and I do not want to show up like that. Right. So they purposely show up opposite. Right. So it can go both ways. So yes, I agree with it. Yes, but I can see where it might not be true as well.
And I would say this: under stress, you're gonna always go back to what you know, what's comfortable. Okay. Under stress, you're gonna go back to what you know. That's why it's important for us to do the work. It's important for us to heal, and that's gonna be a journey. But I would say this, even in, say for instance, if I was to get frustrated, like, and I'm under stress.
Okay.
I'm a lot better now, but my definitely go-to was shut down. Don't say nothing. Under stress.
Yeah, it was.
Where I didn't have a voice or felt like I didn't have a voice as a kid.
Right.
I go back there. Yeah. Just don't say nothing. Yeah. But when I'm not under stress, yeah, I can talk, I can do it, I can do. Yeah. But when we are in a stressful moment and when stuff start breaking down, that's why we gotta come back and apologize. Because we don't resort it back to baseline.
Right.
And what we used to be and do, but as you grow and get better, you don't always go back there. Right. But under stress, yeah, and I always try to put myself in these situations when I'm asking these questions and like, does that show up? And I think it does.
Does it show up like that for you?
When dealing with you?
Yeah.
I think it does.
It does? Mm-hmm. How so?
I think how you love, like that's what drew me to you. The love and the affection, this, that, and the other. Mm-hmm. But the hardness that you received growing up, that shows up.
That ain't what I asked you. I asked you about loving me.
And I said, when it comes to you, we're talking about you loving me.
But I asked you about you loving me. I was just curious about you.
Well, I just said you loving me. You said yes.
Okay, well now I'm asking you again specific of that. Yeah, answer that question about you loving me.
Yes, I just gave an example of how when I'm under stress, I go back to that.
Okay.
Or that lack of communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now being intentional.
Yeah.
And understanding that my voice matters. It don't matter how you show up, my voice still matters, and I'm gonna speak.
But I always show up in a loving way.
Yeah, I wish you did.
I do. I always have, right?
Yeah. So
that was my love.
It is you, but you loving me the best way you know how. You loving me how you were loved. Yeah. Well, tell me why you disagree.
I'm not, because I have been ignorant.
We might have to be vulnerable.
I've been ignorant and stubborn and stupid at times, but I was loved. I got kisses I got told I was loved. For me acting stupid and being stubborn, and how's that a reflection of how I was loved? When I got kisses on the forehead from both
But
parents.
do you realize some parents say I'm hard on my kids because I love them, and that being hard on your kids it don't always look loving. Although in your mind, I'm hard on you. I talk to you like this. I am like this with you because I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And that is
tough love.
Tough love. And
I believe in tough
and that
love.
shows up
Do you
in your
believe
marriage.
in tough love?
Not in the way in which you're saying.
How am I? You don't know how. Okay, tell me how am I saying it?
Well, you tell me how you say it.
No, and you said it first. So no, I'm not.
Tough love is. You want me to say it for real?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Well, I'm trying to be.
Love with no mercy.
That part right there. Love with no mercy. Talking crazy to your kids, belittling your kids, calling them out their name.
You big dummy. Come here, boy.
This, that, and the other.
Like
but
that.
it's not a come here, you big dummy. But calling your kids a dummy is what?
Well,
that's
being
not
stupid
love
right now.
That's
like
not love.
That was me showing.
Yes, exactly.
That's why sometimes I disagree. Sometimes just because I called him, you just done stuck a fork in this and let you big dummy. That was stupid, son.
Why would you call your child dumb?
Because that was stupid.
When you can simply make a correction,
you're right,
son. What you did right there,
yeah.
That is gonna cause.
Some of our African American babies, if you can, son, come on, let me talk to you.
So what you're basically, what you basically just said is that as a black person, you can't talk to them with sense. You have to talk to them.
I did not say that. I said sometimes as an educator,
okay,
as an educator, am I not telling the truth? As with some of our students, hey guys, stop, y'all being too loud in class now. Y'all sit down. Now put your books there, pick up your books, Derek.
But you ain't called down one of them stupid though.
Yes, he do.
I have. I don't do it no more. Yes. I don't do it no more. I've came a long way.
So let's stay focused on the.
But I'm being dead serious. You go to some of these hood schools and the kids are riding and crying, hey. Be quiet, young man. Will that work?
But that's
will that
you
work?
Don't have to be like that. You can still speak with, hey, let me get y'all attention. You can still use your regular voice and be loving. You don't have to degrade people. You don't have to be harsh. You don't have to be unloving. And that's the thing. And I didn't even put that in there, but it says as a husband, you're not to be harsh to your wife.
And it says it's about your kids as well.
You don't provoke them to anger.
Absolutely.
So it all goes back to being loving.
It does.
And so
that's why I said in the beginning, at times it can be difficult. I'm not trying to make an out. I'm saying you're supposed to do all of that. I'm just saying, and it can be done. Just don't think it's just you're gonna get out of it right. Just like
that's not the expectation. It's a journey. It's you're growing. You're getting better and you're getting better.
Absolutely.
But as long as you keep telling yourself stuff is hard, that's how people get stuck. That's how people get in a box. And that's with anything, career-wise. I want to do this. Oh my God, but it's so hard. So now I have permission to be comfortable. I have permission to stay in this box. As long as I keep telling myself it's hard.
Some of us could strive and come through the hardness. Some of this is hard, but it ain't gonna break me. I got this. But my master's was hard as but I wasn't gonna let it stop. No, I'm gonna get it.
Yes, but what happens on these conversations that we're having right here, you kind of get stuck with, but that's hard, but that's difficult. You never come back with the other part like you just did.
Okay.
You never come back with that.
See, my helpmate. Why you looking at me like that?
I try, baby. I try.
But you make it hard.
Wide open. But I'm committed to it. And I'm willing to do it. And I'm willing to be what it is God has called me to be just
Okay,
right.
let me ask the question for everybody out here, for every man out here that's married.
Okay.
Is loving your wife the way that we said in all this? Is it easy at all times?
No,
It's not.
no.
It's not.
But I
That's
wake up
all
with
I'm
intention.
saying.
But
I wake up with that
intention.
effort.
All
I wake up
I'm
with the
saying.
mindset that
It is
this
tension.
is what I'm going
It is
to
intention.
do no matter what. He can come crazy and I'm going to look at him with all the love I
Hell,
have.
let me ask this question to the wives. Loving your husband and being the wife that y'all supposed to be, is that easy at all times?
No.
We know that it's not. But the thing about it is you making a choice.
Yes, you're supposed
to be intentional.
Yes.
Yes, when there's times where, oh my God, like this don't have, my mind is like, it don't have to be this difficult. And it does feel a certain way, like, why is this so hard? It don't have to be this hard. So
Right.
it's like, Candace, do you just bow out and say, shoot, bump it, whatever, we can just stay in this space? Or do I know I need to do what God has called me to do as a wife? Let me come and talk to you. Let me talk to you with respect. Let me
Yes.
talk to you.
Yes.
Although right now you're being difficult, or what I feel like is being difficult.
Okay.
And you still are charged with what God is calling you
Absolutely.
to do as a husband and a
The
wife.
key is knowing what he's called, what you're called to do.
Right.
That's the key.
Right.
Because if you don't know, and you act a certain way.
So husbands, or people that's even considering being a husband, when you get ready to propose, I know that most times that it's all about her being the one. And Mullen said it earlier for us. He want to take her out. Like, if I don't marry her, she gonna leave.
She is. At some point, you're not gonna be his girlfriend forever. All you lot wives, at some point, if that man didn't ask you to marry, you'd have been like, "What the hell we doing?"
Right.
We just gonna go together for 8, 9, 10 years.
Yeah. Or that long, however long it is.
Right.
So it's like when you get ready to propose, like the one guy on the thread that I had read or in that article, you gotta ask God, am I ready to be a husband?
No, real talk.
Or help me to be constantly strive to be the best husband I can be. Because if you propose to her and you still cheating and you still out here putting your mama first, or you still out here putting your homeboys first, because now she don't feel holy, she don't feel special, she don't feel separate. If you are still trying to live as though you don't have a wife, do not propose to that woman if you're not ready to change and live. Strive to live as God has called you to live as a husband.
Absolutely. Like if you go get a pet right now, regardless of what, there's a responsibility that comes with taking care of that pet.
Mm-hmm.
You go get a wife, multiply that times 100.
Mm-hmm.
The responsibility that comes with having a wife is real.
Yeah.
For all the men out there.
Mm-hmm. And just know that you can do, because I know some people might be saying, "Oh my God, hearing this, I don't know if I'm ready to be a husband or if I can." The thing about it is that you can, because our innate who we are is love. It's just certain things that have life experiences and things that have come about that has hardened our hearts a little bit and made us have to go through growth moments. All of us are imperfect, but know that you can be loved and you can love her according to how God is calling you to it. But you gotta want to.
Shut up, Melanie.
You gotta want to.
I'm telling Melanie to shut up. We ain't seen you up here yet. You stay down the street.
I think she has choir practice or something on Saturday morning.
She did say, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Melanie. I'm sorry. God
Melody, sing for the Lord. Sing for the Lord. But I don't know, Melody, if you in choir practice, how you watch
She in choir practice. She in choir. Hold on.
How you watching the show? You in choir practice.
I'm gonna punch you in your stuff.
Okay, so this is by somebody should have told me. We at 12:30. I wrote mine down this time. Men. You have to strive to be a godly man once you get married. I'm gonna say it again. You have to strive to be a godly man. Once you get married. That is, I didn't say husband. You gotta strive individually to be a godly man and have a desire to build a kingdom family.
Come on.
And have a desire to build a kingdom
And
family.
the woman, you better. That was
I was about to. It will not always be easy, but if you have a desire and believe that you can do it, God will make sure you accomplish it.
Facts.
He will not leave you nor forsake you. Husbands are special because the call now is placed on you.
Okay. Come on,
On
girl.
your life. You get to be a leader in your community to show other men how to be great.
Come on, girl.
Just because you are a husband, and I believe that's why God favors, like you have this favor on your life when you get a wife.
He found a wife.
Finds a good thing, but you got favor. We got favor on our union. Your marriage is going to make you better.
Yeah.
Come on now.
It just is. And in that being better, now when we go out of our homes,
right?
Now we supposed to be spreading this. Or we talking about y'all, but as women too, we are supposed to be spreading what God has called us to be. So when you're a married man, you got to show up differently with your friends, single or not. Even if you are hanging with single people, you should be set apart. Like that dude is different.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, I can tell he married, how he moved,
That's
how
what
he
they say about Cappers, that man. I know he married.
You should be striving to be a godly man once you get married. Somebody should have told me.
Woo! Simple. Somebody should have told me my advice. Well, somebody should have told me, Ramon, read the Bible. Read the word of God. Know exactly what God is asking you to be, what he's calling you to do, to show up. Because if you don't know, you will show up totally different. You will be totally different just out of ignorance. Just out of pure ignorance. Hell, I didn't know. I didn't see it growing up. I might have saw this and that, not realizing it's completely wrong. So what somebody should have told me, man, have an understanding and knowing the word of God for yourself is priceless. Because you can be taught and told the wrong thing on Sunday.
Come on.
You got to
so know it for yourself. What we just had a pastor, a major pastor come out. I was wrong. He said he was wrong on for us coming to tithes, black brother, Creflo Dollar. And I don't know what I never really followed Creflo, but whatever he was preaching for 10 years or so, he flat out said I was wrong. And I thought that was huge that he did that. People was bashing him, but I thought that was big that he did it, to admit that he was wrong. So that's somebody should have told me, Ramon, or any brother that's listening, know the word of God for yourself, research it. Google is amazing. You can just Google scriptures to husbands and bam.
And then look up discover what they really mean. Look for the commentary on what that really means. And so I want to say this: both of these shows from last week and this week was pretty much talking about being a husband, being a wife. I feel like none of us go into it knowing what the call really is. Even if you know,
especially if you got married young. Now when you get older, maybe not, but when we get married in our early 20s, like we did, man, what the hell did we know?
Right. But I think so. Understand, we gotta extend some grace and mercy to each other because neither one of us really know what the call is, and even if you kind of know what scripture is, when you get in that thing, and them growth moments start happening, like ooh, we gotta be. That's why it's so important to understand that you are a team and you are in this together. I'm trying to make you better. You are trying to make me better. We are going to approach out. That's why I say don't attack each other, attack the problem. This is what's going on. How do we handle it? Because y'all attacking each other, you just breaking down your defense, your guard. For what may come your way. And when you're saying spiritually, and I want to just say this, like some of y'all may have saw the post this morning about what the couples coaching that we do. You're going to grow individually. But spiritually, you're going to grow because we're asking you to start praying together, start reading the word together, start talking to each other. So it go back to now I'm loving my wife differently. Now I'm a spiritual leader because I'm coming to her saying, let's read or let's do this. Or some people lead their family to certain things.
Right.
Okay.
And then you're seeing her love you differently.
Yeah.
Seeing her show up, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we in this together. I know, like, and some of your stuff may be because of me, but I'm gonna help you heal. And so it's a journey that you all get to take together. So yes, I'm talking about right now investing in your marriage. Yeah. It's a journey that you get to take together. And what I have discovered is when you start taking that journey and being intentional, God starts showing you things that you ain't never even realized. Now I say when we become like Paul, when the scales, when the scales start falling off our eyes and dang, okay, I see that. Now I see this, and you just continue to grow closer to God and you become better, which helps you be better in your marriage. So invest in your marriage. Yes, date nights are good, but some people go on dates and don't even be talking to each other. Wow. Go on dates and we just heard, you go on a date and it turned into now we arguing going to the car. So dates are like basic, right. But you gotta invest. And so if you've never done counseling or you never went to conferences together, that's gonna cause some thought-provoking conversations. Yeah. That's the type of investment I'm talking in right now. We went to a marriage retreat in Alabama. A frat brother of ours, James Redmond, and have a man. I didn't want to go at first. I'm thinking, man, ain't nothing wrong with us. The hell we going to this for? But we were speaking, so I'm like, all right. Man, I had the greatest time of my life being amongst all these other married couples and the conversations and the bonding. Like that, I couldn't wait till the next year to go. I'm going to marriage. We were, what, 2 or 3 times? Man, I had a great time. I had just to see you looking at these brothers cry. I'm looking at grown men cry in tears of joy. Now I'm not talking about crying because something was wrong. When they was like, man, you just see the love that they have, the renewed love and the experience that they had with their wives, and it was women howling in the spring. It was powerful. And then the place was at like a golf resort, man. We had a ball. Shout out to Redmond. Y'all better put that back together again. I look forward to that, man. I really did. And I want to say this a lot of times because I know what you said right there, that ain't nothing wrong with us. Ain't nothing wrong. And holding it like that. The thing about it is, when you hold it like that, you won't do nothing about your marriage. Yeah. When you're saying ain't nothing wrong with us, how about looking at how can we be better? How can we shine? Because there's some areas in our marriage where we can be shining a little bit more. Just get it tuned up. Or getting it tuned up. It's always something we can work on. So that ain't nothing wrong with us. The fact that you will merely say that probably means that that's a defense mechanism, that it really is something wrong. Yeah. Something that needs some work, something that needs some tuning up, something that needs some buffering and shining. Yeah. It's always a time in which we can grow together. No doubt. It can always get better. And what coaching and the conferences allow you to do is have conversations. Y'all don't even realize how much y'all ain't talking about. You talking, but it's some stuff you ain't talking about that you should be talking about. No matter if you've been married 5 years, and I'm looking in the camera, no matter if you've been married 10 years, 20 years, it's still some stuff that needs to be said that ain't being said right now. Yeah. And if you think I'm lying, ask your spouse, is this something you want to tell me that you ain't said? I bet we all got something that we could say. I do. So you all have been tuned in to the Couples Lounge show on this morning. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for y'all comments. Let me run the banner. If you desire to have coaching, life coaching or couples coaching, go to www.wewillwin.as.me. Book your discovery session. We would love to work with you. We want to help grow your marriage. We want to keep y'all in love. We want you to stay away from divorce. Y'all give it all you got before you throw in the towel. If you don't walk away, be able to say, I tried.
Right.
We tried, and it just didn't pan out. Because I truly believe if you got married for love, it ain't much you can't work through unless somebody is just stuck and refuse to change. That's the only way I don't see you making it forever. Somebody done got stuck and you just keep doing stuff that does not honor the marriage.
Absolutely.
All right. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all. If y'all haven't got the bowling tickets, make sure you get it.
I'm just gonna mention about the bowling. The disclaimer. I'm a better bowler than my wife. I'm the bowling champ in my house. She doesn't really. I mean, who the NBA champions right now? The Golden State Warriors. So can nobody? Y'all won the last final. Yeah, I did, and I'm the champ. And respect me as the champ. I'm sick of this. I don't get the respect that the champion is supposed to get. And I'm sick of it. Because when they win, y'all the champ line. Hey, bud, you ain't good, okay? I did that. Respect that.
I'm gonna let him have it. He
got no choice. I did
the
that.
champ.
Okay then. One more time, who the champ?
Thank y'all for tuning in to the Couples Lounge Show. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets on August 18th. 2 hours. All the couples.
And it's on the Friday, right?
It's on a Thursday.
Yeah, it's on a Thursday.
So we're gonna have us a midweek, well not midweek, date night. We're gonna come out and have a good time. So you all can get Couples Lounge shirt, wear your own couples shirt, coordinate your outfits, put the colors on, let us know that you are together by. And that's optional. You don't have to do that, y'all. That's optional. It's just a little fun.
Man, the bowling alley that we went to man, that was nice.
Okay.
No, I'm just throwing it out. I'm just talking. It was nice. That Pinstripes. It's in Clearfork.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It's off, man. It was nice. And man, I ain't never seen it. You walk in, they had a lounge outside, bar.
Let's end the show.
I'm like, damn, is this a restaurant?
Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week.